Okay, we about to jump right into this because this is it's a pretty interesting piece right here. Even though you like all the other ones, but time be moving, don't it? It be ticking. It's been almost a month, but the previous video I put up, I did that last week. Could have been better, but I was interrupted. I feel like the raw is better than edits and the cuts and because people love to critique you when you ain't on top of your shit or whatever. But people email me all the time from all over the world. Like I got fans all over the world and you wouldn't even know it. And I just want that power to circulate through everybody who listening and who just showing awareness. Cause it go to show you like you got fans in places you wasn't even thinking about or even know. So with that positivity, that positive push, it can help a person do a lot of good. But let's get into this animism though, because animism is they saying that animism is the most antiquated religion, the most because why? Because of the breath. The breath is the most antiquated factor, blood, all of that. Because we trying to put people here before us for some reason, and the reason would be we listening to other people. We listening to the people who ain't taking pride in what they're being, so they have to act and present themselves as holier than thou, when that's a sign that no, not really. You covering up the type of person you really are, right? Because we all animated by the breath of life. Our elders, our ancestors passed the breath down to us. And what they did in their previous life and how we handling our breath now is how you could tell who did a good job in, you know, conducting their health, their mental health, and all of that. Some babies come into this because, some babies come into this uh, partially healthy, and the parents and the family asking, "How did this happen? Why?" Eh, what do you mean? It's because of the parents, because of the things introduced to this self. My son is his own self. He one of my sons, Elijah. He pulled from me and mama and made himself. He had a blueprint already. So what we doing in the unseen is working out all the potentials in the blueprint to be the most high, to be the better version of what could be. He could have been this, he could have been that, but now he's perceptive. He's graphic. He didn't came from nothing to something. Okay, but animism, right? Hold on, let's get the bro. I don't know how long. Like I was saying, all right, we got the screen up. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. I'm just here to inform. I'm just here to inform y'all. Like my opinions are my opinions. So, but let's get into it. Cause I can't even remember how I got here. Like all of this stuff I'm about to present and show to y'all. But animism from Latin anima, anima, meaning breath, spirit, life, is the belief that objects, places, and creatures all possess a distinct spiritual essence. And they do. Think about voodoo and the dolls and the because somebody can take a piece of your hair, put it on the doll. That's your spiritual essence attached to that doll. Because with his hair and antenna, that is picking up people praying on you and all of that. You feeling that. Animism perceives all things. Animism perceives all things. That's deep. Animals, plants, rocks, rivers, weather systems, human handiwork, and in some cases, words. There's been a lot of showing about science is proving that water absorbs the vibration from when you speak. I mean, we've been to that. We've been to that as being animated, having agency and free will. Animism is used in anthropology of religion as a term for the belief system of many indigenous peoples. See where it came from, indigenous peoples, meaning these was the people living in the rural areas, like the Indians. And this this way of life is actually their way of life. Like this was coming from the cultures of America though, like Central America and all of that, the Indians, and like they gonna talk about the Ojibwe, the Cherokee, all of them, and we gonna find out why they thought like this, in contrast to the relatively more recent development of organized religions. saying that this religion gave stem to all of the other religions. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Animism is a metaphysical belief which focuses on the supernatural universe, specifically on the concept of the immaterial soul. Right? The part about animals, plants, rocks, rivers, weather, uh, no, the objects, places, and creatures all possess a distinct spiritual essence. That is true. Each individual thing or being is holding a unique code. It's hidden within the organs or instruments, because organs are instruments. What are they doing? Amplifying frequency for the actions of this being, whether positive or negative. Even if it's negative, it's still a song. Organs or instruments to help play that individual note or tone. The nuclei are everything we were before to help put together our higher dimensional design. Remember my notes, right? And it's wild the words they are using. Animism perceives all things. It sees all things. The breath sees all things, basically. So let me take y'all to something y'all might have heard or might not heard about. It's called the oxyloid. Because remember, I was talking about the all-seeing eye. That eye has gained so much light. That eye covers so much ground. So intelligent. But y'all not thinking when I'm saying this. When I'm saying this, I'm saying all animations, all animals, all things in their uh constellation, constellational degrees. I just made that up. Yeah, all of that, all the eyes in a 360-degree angle are forming the all-seeing eye. Every animal, everything you can think of that has breath in it, that is animated, is a part of this all-seeing eye. And when you gain this intel, you are at this level of what the Masons call the 33rd degree. Now your duties ain't so heavy. Now you can sit back and orchestrate really, because you know that you're not going to exert any wasted energy, that you're not going to do it. You're not wasting power at all. So the oxyloid. An oxyloid is a subcellular structure found in the family Warnowiaceae. It's a dinoflagellate. I think I got another page so we don't have to, because I can just break it down to you. and give you the key points. The term dinoflagellate is a combination of Greek dinos and the Latin flagellum. Dino means whirling, is spinning, and signifies a distinctive way in which dinoflagellates were observed to swim. And see, this uh, marine life, marine life, and you being in your mama's womb is equivalent because your mother's waters have to break. Water has to break, right? Flagellum means whip, and this refers to their flagella. What's up, Bobby? Wait. Here. And they whipping like back and forth. I wish I could show y'all right now, but I can't even think of what to get on to bring them up so I can show you. But uh back to the oxaloid though. Back to the oxaloid. The oxaloid is analogous in structure and function to the eyes of multicellular organisms, which focus, process, and detect light. The oxaloid is much more complex than the eye spot. Like, what's the eye spot? Photoreceptor organelle found in another photoreceptor organelle because your rods, like it's saying, your rods and cones are specialized light detecting cells on the retinas at the back of your eyes. What else is in the back? The mammillary bodies, the area where they trying to call the mammillary brain, the animal brain. This is what they it is in the back too. Their names come from two ancient Greek words that combine to mean light receivers. They take light that enters your eyes and convert it into a form your brain can use for your sense of vision. Right? Because remember, we talking about these eyes and the all-seeing eye and how the eyes form, how you build up perception and perceive things. The ocelluloid is much more complex than the eye spot, a light-sensitive structure also found in unicellular organisms and is in fact one of the most complex known subcellular structures. It has been described as a striking example of convergent growth, meaning that more than one thing or two things, like I said, multicellular, a plethora of beings came together in this predator versus prey type of setting, engulfing other beings, like the cycle of life. Oxaloids contain subcomponents analogous to the eye structures, including the lens, cornea, iris, and retina. Now look, I'm gonna point this out. This they calling this the melanosome, and this is the hyalosome. This is the pigment cup, of course, because duh, it's dark. This is the hyalosome. In the eye, you have a canal. It's called the hyaloid canal, and light is traveling and it's getting caught in a pit. That's what it's called. Hold on, let me see. Do I got it? Do I got it? There's that. I'm not sure we'll get to it. It can be divided into two structures: the translucent, roundish hyalosome and the heavily pigmented melanosome, also known as the retinal body or pigment cup. The retinal body. The hyalosome serves as the refractive lens. Look at it. But at the same time, don't it look like a top hat? You Freemasons put them top hats on. Now you just so sophisticated, you can't be told nothing except for by your fratters or your bratters, them friars. Uh, Refractive lens, right? It is surrounded by a layer of mitochondria serving as the cornea and has constrictive rings analogous to the iris. The retinal body has internal structure reminiscent of thylakoid membranes and chloroplast and contains proteins related to bacteriodopsin, a light sensitive protein found in some archaea. The main organisms what archaea is the arc, the higher beings, because they fallen and congregate in a area, uh, uh, a area where it's so many of them is dense, like in a pool or something, or the hot spring. Let's check the function. Due to the strong structural resemblance between the oxaloid and metazoan eyes, it has long been speculated that the oxaloid functions as a photoreceptor. However, this is difficult to determine experimentally because Warnowids cannot be cultured, and most of the unseen beings that's building up layers on the surface cannot be cultured because they the originals. But they know, like I'm saying about the Anunnaki, they know if they engineer the seeds, then we can change the beings of the future forever. This is by what you know. You don't just come across this information on accident. And people come across information all the time that can be used and they don't use it all because of interest. Now, if people knew that they could change people for the worse or for the better through these tactics, a lot of people would be more interested. Anyway, it said they cannot be cultured in a laboratory and isolates from natural habitats degrade quickly. It has been shown that the morphology of the oceloid changes in response to environmental illumination, that the oceloid structure can be disrupted by exposure to extremely bright light, and that it contains proteins with sequence similarity to known light sensitive proteins. And that's just like what I was talking about with Godzilla and the gamma and the explosions. All of our structures can be disrupted by exposure to extremely bright light. That's why they say in the Bible, in the Bible, don't they say you wouldn't be able to take all of God's essence? Like if all of the light from the world shined on you, you wouldn't be able to take it because that's a lot of information at one time. It'll shock you. It'll deteriorate you. Beams of light shining through you. It'll hurt them a lot of lessons at a ton of lessons at one time. Like, but it has been speculated that the oxaloid aids in detecting prey, possibly other dinoflagellates. Oxaloids are considered a synapomorphic character for the Warnowitz. That is, they are present in all Warnowitz and presumed present in the common ancestor, but are not present in the closest extent relatives because it's selection. The polycricoid dinoflagellates. Look at it. Look at it. Let's look. Fuck it. Let's go. Now, I just got one, but you could tell how it whipped. It whipped back and forth. Plankton. Plankton made me think about SpongeBob and Plankton and his one eye. Unicellular. Look, evolution of the eye. Evolution of the eye. Right. During embryonic development of the eye, the outer wall of the bulb of the optic vesicles become thickened and invaginated, and the bulb is thus converted into a cup. This is the holy grail because you fill it up. The optic cup, you fill it up with light, and then you synthesize. But whenever these scientists put the OID at the end of a word, haploid, diploid, bidiploid, whatever, that means what animism is explaining. Animism perceives all things, it sees all things. Become aware of, gain knowledge of, especially to come to know by direct experience, to grasp. Cat, Pyroot, It's cap. Notice, see, recognize, understand. All right. We got some other other worms or snakes or dragons that see at this microscopic level. That's way more intelligent than we are perceiving them to be. Because this light detection awareness is a complex and to grasp the complex, you gotta synthesize the light because you can't run from the light. Mhm. The mammillary bodies are these two nodes with the optic X, the optic chiasm. Because whether you know it or not, light is traveling through your veins. Like they saying before your blood hits the air is blue, and we can clearly see that under our skin. So the fact that all the fact that all beings that have movement, because I'm thinking about the the uh the Grinch. The Grinch was a vascular plant, bro. The Grinch was like a vascular plant, and these are the plants that carry the breath to to the soil, meaning in that form is oxygen. See, group of vascular plants, and me talking about the Grinch not converting is like the Anunnaki trying to engineer the seed, right? So would they do whatever to it. Take a variant of this out, take a variant of magnesium out, take this out, take that out. Now the plant don't produce its at its full potential anymore. And then they probably take the seed and move it somewhere across the country and all of that. Because spores are like the larva of or basically, yeah, the kernels or the nuts or the seeds or the oats of the plants. Like 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 the Freemasons and Masons are making a living still in breath. So animism being wiped out today and barely learned about or knew about today, yeah, you better believe it's an agenda attached to it. But 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 check this out though. Check this out. Where is it? Okay. This is Edward Tyler's definition, right? Idea of animism was developed by anthropologist Sir Edward Tyler. It was developed, meaning he wrote about it and thought he understood it through his 1871 book, Primitive Culture, in which he defined it as the general doctrine of souls and other spiritual beings in general. According to Tyler, animism often includes an idea of pervading life and will in nature, a belief that natural objects other than humans have souls. This formation was little different. This formation was a little different from that proposed from Auguste Comte as fetishism, but the terms now have distinct meanings because he did some he introduced something to the people called personhood. Oh, right, here we go. My bad, my bad. It was Irvin Hallowell. Yeah, Hallowell, no, Jebwe. The new animism emerged largely from the publications of anthropologist Irving Hallowell, produced on the basis of his ethnographic research among the Ojibwe communities of Canada in the mid 20th century. For the Ojibwe encountered by Hallowell, personhood did not require human likeness, but rather humans were perceived as being like other persons, who, for instance, included rock persons and bear persons. Look, when dude introduced personhood, that's when we lost everything. That's when we lost standard of living. We started losing because yes, we are part of this light, which is a person in the title. Person. You're a person. You're a piece of light. Now, personhood is the status of being a person when really we not persons. We beings and we exerting and working out our will to be whatever it is that we want to be. We don't want to be led astray to be something that's not going to mean nothing. But doing this here in New America, you're going to be doing things that's not even helping your family. You're going to be being set up. You're going to be like it's crazy. Defining personhood is a controversial topic in philosophy and law, and is closely tied with legal and political concepts of citizenship, equality, and liberty. See, they saying by you accepting personhood, it's saying that you have rights. When rights are ideas opposed to will, because you born into will, you born into that. You're not born in the rights. You're not born in you, you born into universal law. You're not born into man's law. You get what I'm saying? This is why in philosophy and in law, like they're saying, the being expressing itself would have to change to go into court. He would have to be like what's happening today. Like indigenous people go get the legal papers and court documents and all of that to appear in the court. So now they're using the language in the court from, I mean, now they done been taught to know it's different language from when you talking to the tribe to when you in the courtroom with these people. That's a different type of information. See what I'm saying? So the introduction of personhood was a that wasn't really good for us. Like because it took some of our ideas away that we had and our own philosophies of life. Becoming a person, you gotta ban from doing what you did in animism when that would be the only legion to keep reliving. Basically, if you getting it how I'm getting it, like if I knew all of the details about almost every animal I encountered, well, in my realm of things, if I knew all the details about all, I'd be a beast. I'm always at work. My mental's clicking. Not literally, I'll be a beast, but I'm witty. It won't be nothing that I can look at something and just, if it need fixing, fix it. If whatever, because animals got pretty and I will have all the tools because the craziest insects, animals, whatever, they build shelter out of what's outside, like the pine tree or the build a hut, use some big leaves, cover it, camouflage. Man, it's just so much. It's so much. That's why I said this series gonna be wild right here. Cause if I can get it out right, y'all will get it. Like, oh shit, wow. And where my animism tab go? Yeah, because it don't matter if you a scholar in this. If you didn't learn it from these people, then if you lost, you don't know. You're gonna judge these people. That's why my guy. That's why my guy here mocking the eagle. He mocking the eagle. The beings that mix the solar winds. They call it the heavens. Making sure everybody's wishes or thoughts get answered, whether it seemed like they answered or not. So, cause the what we calling the nah. So let me get back on the oxaloid. So yeah, right. That probably we looked at that dinoflagellate. These two groups share other unusually complex subcellular structures such as nemata, nematocysts, nematodes, and pistons. And you see what this is saying? Subcellular structure or organelle containing extrusive filaments found in two families. These, all of these Warner Witch and dinoflagellates, they all in us, bro. They all in a being to make up a full human being. I don't even say human being, but make up a full being. The molecular evidence is compelling that oxaloids are composed of multiple symbionts, mitochondria, and at least one type of plastic or plastic or plasma, a more organic form. Oxaloids are likely to be homologous to much complex plastic containing eye spots found in other distantly related dinoflagellates. A plastid is a membrane-bound organelle found in the cells of plants, algae, and some other eukaryotic organisms. Plastids are considered to be intracellular endosymbiotic cyanobacteria. And for real, I'm thinking cyanobacteria and melanin are the same. Remember I was talking about in the last video, the black bile. That's what they talking about. It's melanin because melanin is the ferrofluid, is the graphene. It has magnetic pull. That's how you trap a thought and amplify it. You trap it in the dark. You trap the light in the dark. How I do that? Focus. In this eye spot thing. Organelle found in motile cells of green algae and other unicellular photosynthetic organisms such as euglenids. It allows the cells to sense light direction and intensity and respond to it, prompting the organism to either swim towards it or away. But ain't this wild how the the smallest beings, being worms, dinofly, whatever, they are controlled by the light. They controlled by the light. Look, everything, everything that they present to us is ritual, bro. It is. It's a reason why the names that they calling processes, actions, phases, connections. The name of it has a lot to do with the function, and it's telling you. Look at the nucleus here. Look like a fingerprint. Then you got the hylosome to the. It was another like this. Leptodora. I typed in something. You can't. This is in our brain, bro. Hold on. Hold on. Transparent predatory water fleas used for swimming in a single compound eye. Mm. Why it look like that? That's a black eye. You got a black eye. Mm. Is a visual organ in arthropods such as insects and crustaceans. Crustaceans are the things the they got shells like like snails. Them are crustaceans. But don't snails still got eyes? It may consist of thousands of omat omatidia omatidia, which are tiny independent photoreception units that consist of a cornea lens and photoreceptor cells which distinguish brightness and color. That's wild. Mm, mm. Apposition eyes are the most common form of eye and are presumably the ancestral form of compound eye, like dragonfly. And dragonflies can see 360, I think. I ain't sure. I don't think. I ain't 100% on that. They are found in all arthropod groups, although they may have evolved or grew more than once within this phylum. The phylum is this within this physical class that we see, that we are perceiving, that we are measuring, no matter what we saying about it. Like that's a measure to say it's the ancestral form of the compound eye. That's some annelids and bivalves have apposition eyes. This is crazy. To look at the different form, the different types of eyes. This is like a bug right here on his face. Then he got more like fossilized compound eyes. Hell nah. But look at all these holes. All these bumps, those are different degrees, different angles. And then y'all see when I was talking about the oxaloid, I got the oid. Oh, but I was, where is it at? Adults of Lidor are the largest planktonic cladocerans native to, where we at? North America. Reports, reports very concerning the largest size, but adult females typically grow to 12 millimeters, 0.47 inches long, but with some reports, females up to 21 millimeters. They are about 98% transparent as a defense against predation by fish. Yeah. Leptodora ken, kendi, kenti is a voracious predator and is capable of controlling numbers of its preferred prey items, which are generally juveniles. Mm, mm, it sounded pretty parasitical, right? With the behavior. Juveniles of Daphnia, Bosmina, Daphnia, Diaphanosoma, Dioptimus, copepods, and Cyclops. That's right. It seems to encounter its prey by chance, with contact initiating a reflex in which the abdomen is brought forward. Look at it, brought forward to close the feeding basket. In many cases, the prey escapes the haphazard response. Juvenile Daphnia are slower than adults to respond to the predator's attack and are therefore more likely to be caught. The most important predators of Leptodora are fishes, including whitefish, perch, zeech, and bleak. Mm. In Lake Biwa, Japan, L. candidus is parasitized by the nematode. Wow. Parasitism is a close relationship between species, where one organism, the parasite, lives on or inside another organism, the host, causing it some harm and is adapted structurally to this way of life. Mm. So, and I got the nematode right here. So the nematode gets inside of that and takes it over. And but pay attention. But pay attention because this is what our elders knew. Our elders knew how to control these little animals that influence because this is the demon talk. This is this is that influence on the actions of the being that I was talking about. Every animal has a parasite that alters their vision. Every being has parasites that alter their vision. How do we get these worms in our how do we get these worms in our character? How do they get embodied with us? We consuming them because we eating similar things with the same genetic makeup and trying to make it make sense that we consuming these things when it's things coming with these things because these these pieces of meat and all of the poor taken care of diet of America, that's what they conjuring up. They conjuring up these smaller parasitical demons, so to speak, and they are controlling the reality of the people who are consuming them, and it's giving you this vision of parasite. You have countless ways to see the world, but when you start pushing out that negative perception, people who paying attention be like, oh, I see what's wrong with them. That's not them. That's why the exorcist and all of that is big now. You can't say that she wasn't possessed by a damn. Them people's diet is way different than our diet. And I'm talking about through the eyes too, and in the mind. This 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 elder's diet, his diet was good enough for him to grasp because I've been reading a lot up on fasting too now. And you and your body do this thing. Your body do this thing like this is what your genes and your set the genes inside of your cells are doing this when we fasting. While when we clearing up our vision, condition of being turned inside out. And then what's being turned inside out is the cell is trying to cleanse. So then if we fasting, what's gonna be spread through the body? Cleansing, 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 cleansing. Hey, go get it's cleanup time. Extroversion. And then you finding out new ways. You innovating. But I had forgot what I typed in and this popped up. It was a body part. I'm trying to remember. This is the eye spot right here. Cup to disc. Cup to disc. And then this is crazy. Like even with we ain't we uh I'm thinking about Lord Jamar, and Professor Dave at the same time when I'm looking at this because it's like they don't get that we need a surface. The globe don't got a surface. Just on my thinking and ranting and shit, like you need a surface. So if there's no surface, there's no us. But how long? Hour. That's all y'all get is an hour of the most time. But I think we can go. Cause I'm gonna do parts, and I don't want to give y'all all the juice right now, right here, right now. Right. So we know animism was the is the most antiquated that most antiquated practice that they trying to call a religion. And this has to do with the perception of reality. This is how you perceive in reality. But let's read the religion part though. There is ongoing disagreement and no general consensus as to whether animism is merely singular, broadly encompassing religious belief or a worldview in and of itself, comprising many diverse mythologies found worldwide and many diverse cultures. This also raises a controversy regarding the ethical claims animism may or may not make, whether animism ignores questions of ethics altogether. The people who wrote you think it questions ethics because this is not your norm. This ain't what people in Europe and shit came up being taught. They came up being taught that they was better and they sophisticated and they didn't grew from a place that they need to go back to. Not saying all Europeans are, but you got to be foolish to think you better than what you don't know. Ethics altogether, or by endowing various non-human elements of nature with spirituality or personhood. It in fact promotes a complex ecological ethic. So yeah, when we talking all the time, when we talking animism, this is what we really talking about. The all the all seeing eye. And if you can grasp the concepts, the phases, processes, then you big G. You big gamma. You big gamma get it. But long as you being biased and critiquing what got purpose and you critiquing it because you don't get the purpose, then you still gonna be What they call them Masons? The new Masons. What's they call? So you're gonna get first degree Freemasonry is the entered apprentice. You're gonna be an apprentice. You're gonna be going to get the coffee and going to get the lunch, nigga, and going to run all the errands, nigga. It's the first step in becoming a Freemason and is intended to introduce candidates to the fraternity ceremonies and secrets. These niggas started a secret society, hiding the secrets of reality and nature. Ooh, spindle apparatus. I forgot about this. Look, because of the weaver in cell biology. The spindle apparatus is the cytoskeletal structure of eukaryotic cells that forms during cell division to separate sister chromatids between daughter cells. It is referred to as the mitotic spindle during mitosis. Uh, uh. There your weaver. There's your weaver. Look at it being weaved up. Look at it. The body plan is in the cytoskeleton. Hollow. See, and some people don't even want to grasp the fact that we holographic. So you being real or fake, it's like I'm both. It's like I'm both. But like I said reality is weaved together. Weaved is being stitched together. Literally, you're being like, and it's not by God. Even God couldn't guide you to be weaved into this reality because it don't even know that it was, you know what I mean? Like when we really get into it, like like it can all sound good. Kinetochore. Se- Separate sister chromatids or chromatin is a complex of DNA because this go with the eyes because you have a prism or a spectrum. Your prism, the prison, yes, prism, prison, yes, the same thing. Why? What's the bars? The colors. Red, blue, green, yellow, red. I said red, blue, green, yellow, orange, purple, all of that, right? Them are the bars. Them are the bars are reality. that we built with. So like some animals only see the red, blue, green uh spectrum, you know, because of the complexity. This is why everybody isn't the same. At different degrees, we seeing different things. So that entail means that I have a different degree of, and I'm a different height, a different weight. So all of that plays a key role in my perception of my reality around me and inside of my auric field. Like just the spindle apparatus. That look, man. Look, you got red, blue, green, purple. That is the bars of this loom, of this weaving loom. You type shit like this is the body plan. Being an animal, being a human was the body plan. And the, but the this is why the rainbow. This is why they had to degrade all of the things in reality. They took the rainbow, gave it to the LGBTQ when that shit don't even mean that. That's not even what it means. Not even close. We letting them tarnish our signals and symbols and that shit. And because we lost the knowledge, that mean they can take it and just run with the shit and do what they want to do with it when that's not stand up. That's not higher power maneuvering. You feel me? Like that ain't it. And I'm trying to, and I'm keep telling you, I want to take as much time as I can to get this through to people. Animism perceives all things. You got these microbial mats that grow with all microbes on it, and certain things grow there. Old animism definitions, earlier anthropological perspectives, which have since been termed old animism, were concerned with knowledge on what is alive and what factors make something alive. See, the breath makes you alive. The old animism assumed that animists were individuals who were unable to understand the difference between persons and things. You really think our ancestors didn't know the difference between beings and things? And if that's the case, like I said about the voodoo, they knew what to do to amplify this doll, to get his doll being characteristics. Just because y'all didn't know what to do does not mean the old animism assumed that animists were individuals who were unable to understand the difference between persons and things. That is not what that meant, bro. It's not. Critics of the world. Critics. These are these sophisticated, wrong material wearing. It look good, but I'll die early thinking type people. Critics of the world. Critics of the old animism have accused it of preserving colonialist and dualistic worldviews and rhetoric. That's all I'm breaking down. is rhetoric, dualistic worldviews, and the views of colonialists, because they bias. And then we got pieces of the basil plant in us, hence why you most likely should be on a herbal diet. Nucleus basilis, why would it not be linked to the basil plant? Mammillary bodies and their projections to the anterior thalamus via the mammillothalamic tract are important for recollective memory. So when the perception kicks in, it's time to reminisce. But through what you intaking through your binoculars, your eyes, through what you intaking, how could you reminisce when every time you keep coming back here, every time you come to Earth, there's new buildings, there's new more lands took up, cities are bigger, everything just don't look how you remember. And when we read old stories is when this is happening. Like from my parents' time to my time, a lot of stuff changed. And they say that wasn't over there on Prospect when we was growing up. And then on top of that, they making it hard for us to remember who we are. It's hard. It's hard for us to remember who we are because we taking some beings words and ideas and we acting like that is the say all be all and we really tweaking because them mammillary bodies I was talking about aren't fully developed in these animals, and this is what's influencing the fight or flight or uh the predator prey thing because the animal ain't all because I done seen some spectacular shit from animals. So I'ma say not all animals, not all animals have this intuition. Like we notice beings bringing this intuition out of animals, or sometimes it's vice versa. So This couldn't possibly be a religion because it's true. Like like the processes. I'm gonna keep saying the processes and phases and all of that. We gotta go through them. We gotta go through them. So how could you not become the all-seeing eye? That's what they trying to stop you from becoming. The 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 one with the best perception, the one with the best vision, the best version of yourself. Cause all seeing eye versions are pretty much kind of the same, but slightly in degree they different. How they do things they different. And I'm gonna leave y'all with that right here for right now, cause this is just part one of this right here. Cause like I was saying, that this animal brain that they trying to say we have, and it's taking over us. The only explanation for this is we went through this early in way earlier phases, and now we didn't connect it so much that we didn't made our complexity so complex that we are being standing upright, and now it's time to keep going upright, staying at the top of the pyramid as the all-seeing eye. The top of the pyramid is the body, keeping your head on straight or on a swivel so you can know what's coming.